Hello everybody, this is Joel, aka Bourbon Dingo, and welcome to episode 44 of my second series on Let's Play Crusader Kings 2. Alright, it's been quite a while since I've done an episode. Basically had midterms all last week, so that kept me from really messing around on Crusader Kings with you guys. But I'm going to get a few episodes done. It's spring break. And we're going to get what I can get done this week. Possibly even finish out, depending on how long these years take, this playthrough. One of the things I'm not going to be able to tell you is what happened during last episode, because I'm not real sure. I suppose I could have gone and watched parts of my previous episode. But I've generally forgotten what was actually going on. So let's take a quick look here. This should tell me anything I really need. We have a few people that we can declare war on to gain claims in their area. It says I'm going to be losing my title of Pembroke. And that's, right now, I'm supposing it's because of successor nominations. And what I'm going to want to do here is just nominate my son. And he's actually the least of the nominations, so that's not very good for us. What I want to do real fast is go take a look at our laws. And you can see that we still need seniority. I have to reign for 10 years. And I apparently still need to get Crown Authority up for England. Let's take a quick look here. We're attempting to get Medium Crown Authority. So that's what we're working on right now, getting Medium Crown Authority, hopefully getting 10 years past and making everyone like us more during that period of time. We can imprison the Duke of Reged. Taking a look, we have a faction here that we very much want to try to take care of. In fact, what I'm going to do is we're going to spend some of this money we've gathered in taking a very risky assassination chance. It's in the Grenada. So let's go ahead and move my Spy Master into Grenada down here. Let's go ahead and attempt to assassinate him. He's none of my siblings, none of my children, so let's go ahead and find him once again in factions, pull him up, and attempt the assassination. Alright, and we have succeeded, and that was good. Specifically because the faction that was gathering was massive. And it's still relatively massive, but it's about the best I can handle right now. As you can see, we have some other rather large groups popping up here and there. Little that I can actually do for it. I'm expecting to have to fend off a rather large revolt here before too long. Still have the title loss on succession. Okay, there's been a jihad called for Persia against the Ilkhanate, so it'll likely lose. But we need to keep an eye on, and what I'm going to try to do here, let's pause real fast because we have some things popping up. I'm going to try to keep an eye on and keep holding feasts and such, because that's really what I need right now. Let's take a look and make sure there's nobody here that's working against me specifically. And there's not. I've got a few prisoners. I think I'm going to go ahead and release Duke, Duke, Counts. They're all dukes or counts, so I think I'm going to have to handle it otherwise. Alright, one of the children I'm teaching has become Welsh, which will be good. That means that whenever he takes over, he will not dislike me that much. In fact, I may not be getting a foreign conqueror penalty with him, which could be relatively huge. Alright, taking a look at us, we should still have a truce with only the Count Aemir of Shrewsbury, which means that if I wanted to, I could actually go ahead and press just one at a time, and I'm not thinking that I want to press one at a time. So let's make sure that we are trying to gather some claims, and we are trying to gather claims in these 3 areas. Let's check real fast. I have a County of Strathern and County of Derby, which means I can go ahead and move my Chancellor. Okay, my wife has become pregnant. Move my Chancellor down into Worcester. Strathern's up here somewhere. I don't really have much of a reason to press this claim, but I do have that claim. Alright, take a look real fast once more. See who is... It's Duke Reared here. So I'm not certain I'll be able to actually keep England unless I can get these laws changed. There are too many people that dislike me, and I'm old enough that I can't truly, and I'm already stressed, I'm old enough that I can't truly depend on my long reign bonuses to bring me up to a point where I can change these, so I may not be able to change it during this lifespan. Alright, one of my charges is becoming arbitrary. We can go ahead and allow him to be, and I think I'm going to go ahead and allow him to be. He'll like us more, which will make for a better ruler of an area, because he'll be more loyal. Taking a look, the Oakenhead is still massive. The Golden Horde has been split in 2, which is interesting. Alright, we've had somebody converted to the Catholic faith. The Holy Roman Empire is getting pushed out of Jerusalem. Alright, I've gained a little bit of stewardship, and that's good. Trying to work up towards that 8 that I need. Alright, one of my sons has become of age. He's club-footed. He's ambitious. That won't be good for one of my... If my son becomes a ruler, this will be one of the people that are willing to try to take it away from him. And as I said, our goal right now is simply gathering claims right here to take these 3 areas away from Aragon. Okay, we just had another son. To get these away from Aragon, I'll now control all of these areas right here, as you can see. And then we'll focus on possibly trying to take these 4 areas away from Norway. And then I believe our goal will be attempting to unite the Iberian Peninsula. And that will likely put us at odds with Genoa, who's probably going to be one of the harder people to fight. Alright, one of my dukes just passed away, so I need to hand it off to someone else. And that was the Duke of York down here. And he likes me Let's go ahead and take a look. It appears that I got Count Sighelm, Count Tudor. I got Lincoln, I believe. So let's go ahead and see if I can't go ahead and find someone in my court to give this away to. I have a few random courtiers here and there. No. We want to give this to a Welshman if possible. Let's go ahead and grant out to the County of Lincoln and turn it into the Duchy of York that he's getting. Alright, taking care of that. Let's glance at our factions one more time. Got almost 30%, I believe, down here in one faction, and that's not going to be good. Let's pause real fast. So I do want to take a quick gander and see what I have. I've got a 30%. I have a 50% faction popping up here. So I may be... Let's see, we have a leader right here. I can afford the gold. We'll get him 100. He should go ahead and disband that faction among himself. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these ratings we have going around, because there are some of these people that I can bribe out of these factions. And they should go ahead and just disband these factions themselves. Alright, I seem to have changed. Okay, the heir for here is now Prince Bangor. Okay, we're back down to actually the direct line of succession, even though it's an elective at this point. Let's go ahead and pause real fast. I'm going to take a look at those factions again and see if we've cleared out some of the bigger ones. And we have. So we've also got... He's sitting here backing another faction. I'm hoping he drops out of that one. We've got some 30% factions popping up. If I see them really... We have another person here who's for the Welsh Empire. Just need to keep a good hard look here, because otherwise we're going to end up losing. Alright. The population of Cadiz has been converted to the Catholic faith. Scroll on down. That'll be him right there. We can go ahead and send him up to there now. And once we take that, that'll actually be the last of our area that we've claimed that is of the Sunni faith. So that's good. Let's pop it open, take a look and see some Welsh culture, if possible. Alright, I'm apparently have a lover. Let's see, we can attempt to spend time with the lover, be discreet. I think I'm going to go ahead and give it a chance that I'm losing that loving feeling. Pause real fast because I believe we just had the ability to hold a grand tournament, and since we're really hoping that people start liking us, that's exactly what we want to do. So let's go ahead and set up the grand tournament. Take a gander over here real fast once again, see if I can bribe anyone out of any of these factions. Small chance I can get him out, and I can't even really do that, so let's go ahead and keep this going. Taking a quick look, we can see that the Welsh is this color right here, and you can see that some of these areas down here in Spain are gaining it relatively quickly. Comey is about the same color as the Welsh, but that's not us, so be nice if it was. You can see the Mongol culture is everywhere. Alright. The grand tournament has begun. One of my guests has been injured. It's most unfortunate. Alright, we've had another injury. And another injury. What I find interesting down here is the German culture has basically supplanted any Arabic culture in Jerusalem. Alright, we had someone crowned the winner. Second place. No one of ours, well, no one directly connected to us won. But this works for us because makes everybody like us a little bit more. And that makes me happy. Still have our unlanded son here. I'm tempted to give him a barony just to get the notification away. But I may wait for him to ask. Alright, my mother finally passed away. Not a whole lot going on. Let's go ahead and see if I can upgrade some of my areas. Let's start trying to keep about 3,000 now. We're finally to the point where rebellions can be really massive. So we're trying to make sure that that doesn't actually come back to bite us. Taking a quick look here and there, we can upgrade a few of the longbow ranges that I have. And we'll go ahead and build up to a large stone wall there. And that'll keep us good for a little while. Get everything building. Once again, seeing who's ready to basically betray me at any moment. As you can see, we have a couple people here that like us, but nobody I could really jump up to giving up their claim. Let's go ahead and keep that moving forward then. Alright, he's had a daughter. That's all he's had. Hope he's not like we were in having nothing but daughters altogether. Sorry if it seems it's going a little slow or anything, but I'm trying to remember exactly what I was doing. We've had a revolt in Gowrie. Go ahead and pause, swing in. And it's a relatively small revolt. I can pull up just the soldiers that we have in that county, and they'll take care of it. I was hoping to have gained another claim by now. Alright, we have lost some soldier reinforcement. One of my daughters has come of age. We're going to go ahead and see about marrying her off. I want to try to get a good alliance out of this. we could betroth her to Duke William of Bedford. But I think he's in our area anyway, so that's not going to really do anything for us. Let's go ahead and see if we can't betroth her to someone who's a little bit closer to age. Maybe one of the Danish. Here we go. To one of the French counts. Matrilineal is not going to work for us, so let's go ahead and just send it off like this. Go ahead and keep it going. Alright, we have a Count of Leinster. He's right over here. Basically just going to get him to end his plot. Taking a quick look again, I want to see who it is that's actually offering up the most amount of, sorry about that guys, who's offering up the most amount of troops to some of these places. The Duchess of Kent may actually be who's doing it. No, it's the Duke of Cordoba. He's the one that's actually involved in all the problems I'm having. So let's go ahead and move our guy down into Cordoba and see what our percentage chance is for taking him out. And Cordoba is, of course, not one of the places I remember. Cordoba. Assuming that one of these is actually just a... oh, there it is. I'm blind. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look. Right, my spy master passed away immediately after being put in Cordoba, which is always a good sign. Let's toss him back in. And now I want to go ahead and see what our percentage chance is for taking him out. We have a relatively decent chance. I'm going to go ahead and... okay, he took a wound. So he is wounded. And he's stressed. I think I want to leave it at that. We might come back to him in a little bit, but if he's wounded and stressed, he might pass away on his own before too long. Okay, measles has broken out. Alright, our spy master has found some rumors that someone might be corrupt. We can let him use it as he sees fit, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let him use it as he sees fit. I grow more slothful and more impatient with Chancellor Prince Banger. His slothfulness goes to extreme lengths. Let's go ahead and talk to him. See if I can't force him to lose that. Okay, it was one of the mayors there. Didn't really expect him to talk back, but the anger that filled him fast was vented immediately. I ignored it and left Chancellor barely able to speak because of his anger. So I don't like him that much anymore. And he's still slothful. Alright, taking a look at him. He's still wounded. Alright, so he is going to become a zealot, and we're going to go ahead and allow that. We still don't have the votes here for allowing Crown Authority. So what I'm going to do real fast here is, before we press on, take a look and see who has the best opinion of us, and go ahead and just send off some gifts to bring their opinions of us basically as high as I can get them. And this is simply just a ploy to see if I can't finish off some of these votes. Because if possible, I would still like to change the laws, the succession laws, to primogeniture in England. Yep. That was already done, so let's go ahead and take a look. We have the Duke of Gloucester here. Oh, did not mean to do that. Suppose I'll have to be a little bit more careful of that next time. Let's go ahead and let them sort that out, and I'll come back to it here in a bit and see how close we are to actually having that passed. Alright, pause real fast. Ah, okay. I was on something else. I was hoping that the Oakenid had started breaking up, cause it to pose a little bit less problem to us. Ruthenia has split. Because Ruthenia has split, there's not much to really stop the Golden Horde. No, that's not good. She died fairly young. My wife's pregnant again. Okay. There's somebody who's trying to gather a claim on the Duchy of Albany. Let's go ahead and get him to end his plot. Alright, pause real fast. We're going to take a look and see how many votes we have. We're getting close. We need to throw in a few more people who are willing to side with me. So let's go ahead and start sending out a few more gifts here and there. And try not to accidentally click it off this time. Not sure exactly what level of votes I'm going to need. I think it's 45 to pass it. Alright, we have passed medium crown authority. Well, let's take a look real fast. I don't think I'm at my 10 years yet. I'm not at the 10 years. And then I would just need to we have passed medium crown authority. So I'm not sure why it now no longer says we can change it unless we have high crown authority. Medium crown authority was just on there. But we'll come back to that here shortly. Right now, it's not that big of an issue. The person we want to win is going to win. This is interesting. We have the King of Bohemia down here. Real fast, take a look. As you can see, we have plenty of people that dislike us. Increasing the crown authority did it. Really did it to us. That's one of the big things. Tempted to go ahead and give him the County of Winchester and the Barony of Cleve. Let's take a look real fast. The Barony, I have no problem transferring vassalage over to him. I believe I would need to set a vassal in that barony first, though. Let's take a look real fast. Don't really remember. Barony of Weymouth. It's the Barony of Cleve. One of my sons is actually involved, so we need Prince Ballander. Okay. Let's go ahead and give that to him. And that'll set him liking us a little bit more. And then he wants one other thing. And it was the County of Winchester. And I'm not sure why he wants the County of Winchester. Let's take a look real fast. Okay, I believe this is part of his de jure duchy. Yeah. So let's go ahead and give him the County of Winchester as well. We'll transfer the vassal over to him. There we go. As you can see, now he kind of likes us. We're actually going to go ahead and send him a gift, jumping that up. I'm also going to award him the honorary title of Seneschal. He may not drop his support of any of the factions, but he's one of our biggest dissenters. Alright, so we have a bishopric down there that I'm in charge of, that I can go ahead and attempt to grant him that vassalage, transfer vassalage of the bishopric. Right there. And now he likes us. Let's go ahead and do the same with him. We'll send him a relatively large gift. And give him the honor of being my master of the hunt. Seeing that a lot of these people dislike me simply because they just have... I'm carrying things that they currently have. They would normally carry. I'm not really going to be able to help the rest of these guys. But... Alright. That should help us a little bit. And I still have not gained any more claims there. I do find it interesting that we have the Kingdom of Aragon over here, and then we have a Duke of Aragon, who is separate from them. Alright, the Duke of Cordoba has passed away now. We spent all that money making him like us. Let's go ahead and do the same for his son. We're going to go ahead and grant him the title of Cupbearer, because he does actually like us quite a bit. It's because he's content, and that works for us. And what that should have done is, now when we take a look over here, there shouldn't be any really large factions left. We do have a couple 20%ers, but what I don't get is that he very much likes us. He should have backed out of his backing for this one. possibly get the Duchess here to join me, though she's likely going to pass away soon anyway. Seems the people with the most vocal amount of hate for me are fairly old. Alright, we're going to let the clock run until the first of the year, and I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Take a look real fast, see if I can't hold a feast or a summer fair or something. I cannot. Alright, Domhnall is going to be kind. Okay, we have a righteous imprisonment. One of the Duchess there doesn't like me very much. She's trying to gain a claim on the Kingdom of Pembroke. I could attempt to imprison her. Got a decent percentage chance of doing that. Her heir really kind of, down here, doesn't really have too much of a problem with me. However, if I could make it to the point where he is in charge, I could train him myself when he comes of age. Let's go ahead and imprison her, or I'll just get her to end the plot. My spy master found some more info. She ended the plot, and my spy master got himself killed. Alright, well that was kind of interesting. Go ahead and appoint a new spy master. And we're going to just send him to study technology, I guess, here in Aragon. We had notification somebody was involved in his death, but there's nothing we can really do with the information. Alright. Once again, quick look at our factions. 30% faction has jumped up here. Someone else has joined. Made even worse by the fact that one of them is still the 100% approval. There's not much I can do there. Duchess Isabel down here should pass away, and when she finally passes away, a lot of those areas won't be nearly as intimidating. Alright, we're getting close here to 1316. Alright guys, let us get to the start of the year. I'm going to go ahead and let you go, and I will see you during the very next episode. Thanks for watching.